Hello everyone, it's me, Rangga. Today I want to review an educational text with a title Digital Natives, How Do They Learn? How to Teach Them from September 2011 by UNESCO Institute for Information Technologies in Education. Before we review the text, I have a conclusion from the text. Information and communication technology, ICTs, have changed our societies. The relationship people have with technology is changing, and new social behaviors are appearing. Communication has become an economical challenge. Digital communication is so easy that it is now accessible to almost everyone. If we focus on technology, we speak of a digital society. If we focus on information, we speak of an information society. Digital native represents the first generation to grow up with this new technology. There is difference between generation. To differentiate between digital natives and other users of digital ICTs, we use concept of digital immigrants. They are essentially different from digital natives in the sense that they must learn what digital natives grow up knowing as a mother tongue. As a parents or a teacher, we must find new ways to teach that are appropriate for the new generation. That's my conclusion. The next, I want to review the text. The first, social function. The social function from this text is 1. To persuade the reader or listener that digital natives needs to get attention. 2. To persuade the readers or listener that digital natives is important. After that, there are theses from the text. 1. Information and communication technologies, ICTs, have changed our society. 2. The concept of digital native was introduced by Mark Minsky, 2001. Digital natives represent the first generation to grow up with the new technology. 3. Accessing new knowledge, networking, and developing collective intelligence seems to be the three main aspects of the way digital native behave. 4. The traditional and well-established knowledge no longer suffices to understand the world and to address the major questions of the 21st century. Next is argument. First argument. They are used to all kinds of digital toys and tools which are an integral part of their life. Digital activity is like a mother tongue for them. 2. But we must keep in mind that this generation has many other characteristics which are as important. It is a generation of massive unemployment. It is marked by globalization. And it is a generation that did not know a world without AIDS. 3. In decades past, we taught education in terms of individual competence, individual intelligence, individual memory, individual achievement, etc. 4. The relationship between digital native children and their parents is not easy, since conflict arises from their different approach, value, competence, and language. 5. We must invent personalized pedagogies based on the individual learning parameters of each student pedagogy management system. The next is recommendation. First, the human relationship between students and teachers is an essential component of the learning process. But this relationship has to take new forms, synchronous and asynchronous, face-to-face or at a distance. Distance education, blending learning, and e-learning must all take their role and place in the educational process. Second, digital natives are involved in networks, collaborative working, and collective intelligence. Teachings and learning strategies must take into account such concepts. Networks should be introduced in school and schools should be networked. Third, digital natives must be taught in a different way. Design and experiment new pedagogical strategies for digital natives. Bridging the increasing gap between technology and pedagogy. Involve digital students in the design of appropriate teaching strategies. The next is significant lexicogrammatical. First, in the text, they use mental process, like thinking, want, like, and should, and must. The next is, in the text, they use material process text. The next is significant lexicogrammatical. In the text, they use an expression like mental process expression, like thinking, want, like, should, must. And second, they use material process expression like should be introduced, develop, understand, and process. The third, relational process expression like become, represent, knowledge is changing, information is digitalized, information has to be processed. Fourth, in the text, they use generic human and generic non-human participant. Example, the human, people, generation, technologies, digital tools, and the abilities. The fifth, they use simple present tense. Example, finally, today's knowledge changes constantly, and does so at a very high speed. I can access lots of information. We speak of a digital society. We network with others. The next is language features. In the text, they use simple present tense. And in the text, they use of modal auxiliary. Example, teachers should not need to pretend to be digital natives. They may also encounter huge difficulties. Digital natives must be taught in a different way. And the use of abstract noun. Example, new generation face the fact that school is no longer the only place to acquire knowledge. And the use of action verb. Analyze the competence of digital natives. Competencies that they have. Competencies that they should acquire. And the last, the use of connectives. Think of what ants can do. Individually, they seem to be very limited animals. However, collectively, they become able to achieve very complex and difficult tasks. After I read this educational text, I've got the benefit. In this journal, I know that generation difference I've got benefits. In this journal, I know that generational differences are very influential in communication activities. The difference also affects their work and daily activities. For the previous generation, they will have difficulty in adjusting to the very fast development of the times. It's different from today's generation, which easily absorbs knowledge and adapts quickly. And also, they have a different way of learning too, than having to read text. Communication between these two generations will be difficult due to the time difference that is very pronounced. This makes us motivated to find ways to communicate with different generations. But unfortunately, we are not given an example of how we should communicate, teach, relate to each other, and more. And also, we are not told how to unite these two different generations between Generation X and Generation Y in order to solve each other problems. Well, I think that's all. See you for watching. Stay healthy. See ya.